Welcome back to Dropped In. I am so stoked to be here with you today, sharing a microdose hit of magic and medicine with you. And so this message is for specifically my solopreneurs, my entrepreneurs, my fellow coaches, mentors, healers, authors, speakers, podcasters. This message is for you. And so I would love to invite you to come with me and go back in time for a hot minute. So prior to the pandemic, I was facilitating retreats both here in Canada as well as in Costa Rica. I was hosting in-person workshops, I was teaching in-person classes, and I was really jamming out with my one-on-one clients. That was my life's work. I was obsessed with it and still am. And so when COVID hit, it was really hard to not be in person, as you know, and as you can imagine. And it really felt like a huge piece of my heart was taken away because I loved facilitating this deep transformational work in person. And to be able to not facilitate to the level of which I once was in person was, it was gut wrenching. It was, I just remember just feeling such deep seated grief. And in the same breath, I was also resisting the heck out of showing up online. I had no desire to host any virtual programs, to host virtual masterminds, to be online in any capacity. Yes, I had my social media that I was contributing to. Yes, I had my free Facebook group that I was contributing to. But when it came down to having offerings that were virtual, it was something that I completely resisted. It felt really uncomfortable. It felt really uncertain. It felt super unsafe. And it was something that I had resisted from the get-go as soon as I stepped into this role of a coach and mentor. And so when COVID hit and all this deep-seated grief that I was experiencing, I knew I had to pivot. I had no other choice but to pivot. And so it was really challenging for me to figure out what to do next. Like, how can I continue to share my magic and medicine, to continue to fulfill my soul's mission of really supporting my clients in their homecoming? And so I kind of got down and dirty and got really real with myself and asked, like, what is my next step? Like, what is required of me to continue to share this big picture vision of mine and to continue to innovate to the capacity that I know is possible for me. And so I leaned in to this resistance. You hear me say this time and time again, resistance is our greatest teacher. And so I leaned into the resistance around being seen, being heard in the online space. I really leaned into the resistance of me taking up space in the online space. And I practice what I preach, I embody what I teach, and I am forever working with coaches and mentors, and I'm forever working in different spaces that are going to help me continue to grow and expand and evolve. And so at this time and place, I realized that it's time. It's time to take the leap. It's time to show up and showcase my gifts and to share my magic and medicine in the online space. And so I hired my coach and I jumped in to a mastermind. And this mastermind literally was everything. It was a huge contributing factor for me as to where I am today. So 3 years later, I am completely and fully retired from nursing. I have created a multiple six-figure coaching business and brand. And I am doing an abundance of things outside of one-on-one coaching and retreats and workshops. I am now have a huge library of different offerings in the online space. I have my own virtual membership. I have created my own spiritual masterminds, and so much more is coming down the pipeline. And as a result from investing in myself in this mastermind, this is what has occurred. So going back to that time and place and realizing that it was time for me to pivot, I knew I couldn't do it alone. So that's why I chose to work with two of my mentors at the time, which were Chris and Lori Harder. And I joined their mastermind, and it was the best thing that I did. It really allowed me to come into the space of honing my gifts, of really taking up space, and to build my network. And I am forever grateful for have made that scary investment in myself and my business and my big picture visions and my deepest desires, because it's not necessarily the money that's the scariest thing that you're investing. It's like betting on yourself, it's like investing on yourself. Like that can feel so scary, because for me, it wasn't about the money. It was just like, okay, so you're investing in yourself, and now you're going to show up to a different degree. You can't hide anymore. Like you can't hide from the online space. You can't hide from podcasting. You can't hide from sharing all the things that I'm here to share. And so being held capable in a mastermind experience was so expansive. And to be connected with like-minded individuals who want nothing more to see you grow and evolve and expand, and to showcase your art, to showcase your innovations, is second to none. And so I was a part of that mastermind for 3 series. I kept going back for more, back for more, back for more. And it really allowed me to build a very strong, solid foundation. I have met the most incredible people through masterminding and through just various ways now that we connect and collaborate and go on each other's podcasts and just celebrate each other's wins and are there for each other when we have these struggles as an entrepreneur. Like the entrepreneurial journey is legit. So you want to become a coach, so you want to become a healer, so you want to become, a business mentor, or whatever it is that you feel called to do. You don't really put into perspective all the things that go hand in hand in this space. Not only are you a coach or mentor, you become a content creator, you become a business owner, you become all these things that you are wearing these hats with, that you never once in a million years thought this is part of the journey. And so this is why I am obsessed with masterminds. This is why I actually am a part of a mastermind right now. And I have continued to be a part of masterminds, but I've also created a mastermind with 2 of my colleagues to support each other in our growth, in our expansion, in our evolution, in the sharing of our wins, of our celebrations, in the supporting of the things that are really heavy and intense and dense that come with the space of being an entrepreneur. And so I am forever not only investing in myself in these containers, I'm also showing up in them, and I'm also holding them. And I'm a firm believer that this space, in being a part of that unconditional support and having a safe space to bounce your ideas off, to receive coaching, to receive mentorship, to receive all the behind the scenes tips and tricks and techniques that a seasoned veteran like myself, who's been around for 7 years, it's priceless. Like it's priceless. So this is the power of leaning into the resistance. This is the power of leaning in to what your deepest desires are, what your big picture visions are, who you are here to support in sharing your magic, your message, your medicine with the world. And so that's why I am forever investing myself in these masterminds. That's why I am part of a mastermind with my fellow colleagues, is because I believe in collaboration. I believe in connection. I believe in celebration. And I believe in not walking alone on this journey. Let's be honest, it can be very lonely. It can feel very daunting. It can feel so overwhelming to try and figure out how to do all the things, like, honestly. So my message to you today is that you don't have to do this alone. And the things that you are resisting are the things that are going to set you free. Honestly, I am obsessed now with being in the online space. As you know, I have this podcast of which I was resisting for so long. And I am opening up something very sacred, very special in a few weeks. And I cannot wait to welcome 5 individuals inside. This is an all-inclusive experience with me. I'm bringing you all the goods, not just parts of the things that I share, not just parts of the things that I teach, not just parts of the experiences. I am going all in on you, with you, in this all-inclusive experience. So stay tuned for the drop, which is happening very soon, early April. Again, this is for 5 individuals, and this is an all-inclusive experience. And so what is an all-inclusive experience with me? Great question. So I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time. I've been in the space of coaching and mentorship for 7 years. And I am a master coach, a hypnotherapist. I am a Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher. I am trained in an abundance of modalities to support you through subconscious change work, through energetic mastery, and through embodiment practices, specifically around somatic experiencing. And I am so excited to bring all of me into this space, into this immersive experience that is going to be available to you very soon. So in this all-inclusive experience, we are together for 6 months. You receive one-on-one mentorship. You receive the energetic mastery. You receive the subconscious reprogramming. You receive marketing and branding and all the behind the scenes ideas and innovations to help support you and your business evolve and expand into a brand. You receive all of the embodiment work. This is a no-brainer because at the very end of this, we meet in a very special space. We meet in a home that my husband and I and friends of ours built together in Costa Rica. This place is magical, and this is where we will celebrate the growth, the expansion, the evolution of yourself, of your brand, and bringing your deepest desires, your big picture visions to life. And I am so excited to share this with you. This has been a vision of mine for quite some time, and I've been behind the scenes really breathing life into it, really nurturing it, really getting myself into the energy of holding this energy in this room for you. So this is available for 5 individuals. I know it's going to sell out very quickly. I know this is the next level of expansion that you are desiring. And what is beautiful about my journey is that I always take a step back and reflect on what worked well, what didn't work well, what was missing in these containers, like what would I have loved to have seen. how can I bring my energy even deeper? How can I support my clients even more profoundly? And so I'm always going to that next level of how can I support you in bringing your mission, your deepest desires, your big picture visions to fruition. So whether you are a coach or a mentor, whether you are an aspiring author, podcaster, you have a mission, you have something significant that you want to share with the world and you have no idea where to start, or maybe you are well on your way and you're just really wanting to take it to that next level, this is for you. And I'm so stoked to share it with you. Again, this has been on my heart for so long, and you get it all. You get the one-on-one coaching, you get the energetic mastery, you get the embodiment work, you get the subconscious reprogramming, you get the business coaching, you get the branding and marketing and social media support, and an in-person week-long retreat in Costa Rica. So that is today's microdose hit of magic and medicine. The power of masterminds, the power of receiving the support in collaborations, in celebrations, in connections. I cannot wait to welcome you inside. So until next week, we will see you on Dropped In. Thank you so much for dropping in with me today. If you loved this episode, I would be forever grateful if you rated and reviewed. And if you feel called to share it with your community on social media, please tag me so I can thank you personally. Until next time, I will see you on Dropped In.